Just recently, the Ministry of Youth and Arts, they proudly announced that Rwanda would host a Music in Africa conference for collaborations, exchange, and showcases. They said this something was called ACCES. Now, for the first time, from November 14th, which is within this week, by the way, to 16th, this being organized by Music in Africa Foundation. This is a Pan-African event bringing together artists, industry professionals, stakeholders from across Africa and beyond to celebrate and shape the continent's dynamic music industry. Now, what we have, and I call it a privilege, is to have someone who is, by the way, he is a radio presenter, DJ, and everything in between.
He's a legend. He's versatile. He cuts across.
Oh
Eric,
God.
welcome.
Well, thank you, Jesse. What an introduction. I don't know what to say. Yeah, thank you for welcoming in your beautiful studio, Juliana, Jesse.
You're welcome.
You need to tell us about ACCES for us to. This has to sink in for us to understand what ACCES is all about.
ACCES, it's so exciting because, for the first time, we're going to have like a 3-day event as part of the MICE strategy. In Rwanda, we have like a very rise of conferences. We became a destination from all over Africa. So we have like plenty of different type of conferences covering like all sort of industry, all sort of sectors. And for the first time, the music is going to be at the center. That means that, for 3 days, we're going to talk about music, all the system mechanism about the music industry. That means that we're going to be at the convention center for conferences, exhibitions, seminars, discussion panels, masterclass workshop from the 14th to the 15th of November. That's going to be at the convention center during the day. So we're going to talk about music without performing on stage.
Just
which is very interesting.
About the music.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So, all the big record label, distribution company, streaming companies, PR companies, media companies that are involved into the ecosystem will be there, exposing their businesses, meeting some people, being on panels. We're going to have discussion about collaboration amongst international festival. We're going to have like a conversation about, a state of the Rwandan music industry. We're going to have like discussion about how to conduct a record label independently without the major. And this is all presented and discussed by professionals who've been into the business for 10, 15 years. They're traveling from all over the world. They're paying for their own ticket, they're paying for their own accommodation to be in Rwanda to meet the Rwandan music scene and to see how they can collaborate, how they can exchange, how they can make deals, how they can like take the music industry not only in Rwanda to be known, but also to take it further, to have like more collaboration. This is happening during the day, 14 and 15.
Eric,
Then
it looks like you have hyped the Rwandan music space so much to the world that now everyone wants to come and say, how do you make deals? How do you collaborate? Is that how you have sold Rwanda?
But this is how it's through those actions. Sometimes I'm a bit jealous of the other industry. I see there's some industry that are like privileged, they're like spoiled child. We do everything for
Everything
them.
is at silver.
We do everything for finance. We do everything for infrastructure. We do everything for the women's rights. And sometimes music is at the, is an afterthought.
Yes, what
We're
keeps us
using
going.
music. Yeah. Have you seen all those events? They always have like a common thread. Whatever subject is covered that is serious, there need to be a moment of entertainment, of lightness. That's when we call the artist. Just can come and entertain us for 5-10 minutes.
It's just like a minor. Like it's just a by the way.
Yeah, it's a by the way. It's an
Yeah.
afterthought. Oh, by the way, we should get some music because we're discussing about interesting, important thing here. But we should get some music so we can kind of relax. No. This time the music going to be at the center.
Yes.
The music contribute to certain country. Not here. I don't have the statistic, but in certain country, up to 6% of the GDP is contributed by the music ecosystem. So when it's like a big bunch of money.
Yeah.
When you look into the UK, for example, the creative industry between the 18 and 27 years old, 60% of jobs are part of the creative industry. They all want to be involved into the art somehow, but not to be on stage. They want to be designers, they want to be set designers, they want to be technicians, they want to be engineers, they want to be accountant, they want to be lawyers, but they're working in the field of the creative and cultural industries. So
I think it's high time Africa takes to start considering the
Oh.
creatives as more of a big impact to the economy. I think it's high time that African countries.
If you look into what Rwanda has done in the strategic plan NST2, I see their creative industry being given priority.
Yes.
yeah, and it came to be known because when they look at the numbers of what's going on elsewhere, and when they look at what's going on here in the sector, they realize that when they need to take the data of the performances of the industry, the KPIs, when it comes to the creative culture industry, they don't have the numbers. Money is circulating. We can see the conventions, the BK arena is full of like wonderful event. There's bars, restaurant performances all over the place. But when it's come to collect the data, to know who's paying taxes, who's working in what, they don't have data. They don't have the data. 80% of the industry is informal, so we don't know what's going on. So it need to be formalized, being taken seriously, have some system in place, and also for the implementation. If the implementation of copyright is being put into place, if there's some kind of regulation being put into place, then we can really start counting, the revenues, the profits, and then with those data, you can go now to financial institution and funders and investors and tell them, listen, this is the result, this is the data. Can you invest so we can develop those infrastructure that are needed? Can we develop those systems that are needed? So it's a very serious matter. Otherwise, we're just going to have like a bunch of kids with dreams between 18 and 23 years old doing a little bit of music, and then they sit down on their dreams because they need to take a job, they need to pay their house, they need to get serious. After 23, 24, it's not serious to do music.
Eric, so when someone hears that name, they immediately think about Afro Groove.
Yes.
Is
It's true,
Afro Groove?
JC, yes.
Is Afro Groove still alive?
No, Afro Groove is really much part of it. The idea behind Afro Groove is it's a Afro-European music network. Afro-European music network.
Okay.
So it started in 2001 in the UK. So now when you see something like ACCES coming in Rwanda, that's a direct result of our strategy of communication, how we network around the music industry, how we travel to those type of music trade in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Tanzania, Kenya. This is where you meet those people. And this is where I met the director of ACCES. Didn't even exist 2017. We met in other music trade in Uganda called Doa Doa, and Eddie Atitie was the executive director of Music in Africa. Music in Africa is the biggest web portal for music, for African music. You can find it's a directory of African music. You find information about venues, about businesses, all the addresses, all the profiles of the people involved into it. You can find all those information. Plus, there's an editorial part. They've got like 5-6 offices across Africa where they're writing stories about the music, and they've got an editorial about it. So, as part of one of their products, it was like, I need to create a music trade event that's traveling from city to city. And we were talking when he was discussing the ideas. And he went back to Music in Africa, set that up, find the funding, and start doing it. 2018, they were in Nairobi. Then they went to Joburg. The year after, they went to Ghana, they went to Senegal, and they went to Tanzania 22 and 2023. And now they're coming to Rwanda.
Now that we have this ACCES, which is Africa's leading music trade event, happening 14th to 16th of November 2024, Kigali Convention Center, and then at Mondi Center. What is the significance of this event happening in Rwanda? One, to the Rwandan economy. Two, to a young artist and creative.
One, to the Rwandan economy, this is a disruptive event. Sometimes to make things move, you need to have something disruptive, so people can see really what's going on. So the fact that we have all those professionals coming to discuss with their counterpart here, I think it's going to have an impact, because it's going to open the mind of people to realize the viability and the sustainability of music. They're going to understand the system. When you meet a publisher, for example, who's somebody who's study accountancy and technology, who's working in an office from 9 till 5, 6, 7, and is a major player, is a major component of the music industry. He's never been on stage. He's never been into a studio. He never been to those places, but he know how to put on systems. They're going to meet the counterpart here. It's going to open the mind of another publisher here, like working in Rwanda. So the impact on the economy, the fact that we're working in partnership with the Ministry of Art is a very big testimony of how seriously the Rwanda is taking the creative industry and the music industry.
Is there a particular reason why Rwanda has been chosen to host this event?
Because they applied for it, my friend.
Oh, they did?
There was a bid. Cities are fighting to host the event. It's
Really?
not the organization that choose where they're going to go. They say, this is our value, this is our package, this is what we offer. We're going to come with like content for 3 days. We're going to give an opportunity for international musician and local musician to be showcased on the stage with professionals. We're going to bring 1,000 professionals in your city, in your hotel, in your restaurant. This is the value, this is the package. So they say, okay, if you have certain requirement fulfilled, this is the leverage power of the music in Africa, how it's important. If you have, if you can fill up those requirements, you have facilities, you have infrastructure, you have security, you have safety, you have accommodation, you have, the right infrastructure.
Then we can bring access to you.
Then we can bring access to you. Tell us why we should bring access to you. And RCB applied for it. RCB traveled all the way to Tanzania in 2022 November to see how ACCES looks like and to evaluate, what, we want to be part of it, we want to bring that event. They applied, they succeeded, they were in competition with like 3 other cities. Rwanda won. That's how ACCES is in Rwanda.
And this is very good for the young creatives around, most especially the young artists.
so
They get to
fantastic.
showcase their talent. I think it was good that the government had to put energy into this. and bring this.
I think it's fantastic. It's a change. I grew up. I'm not that young anymore, but I grew up in a time when you want to be a musician, people look at you a little bit skeptically. In Europe, it's changed a little bit because they've got system, they've got access to technology. The point of entry is very easy. But here in Rwanda, we still have that cultural, traditional type of mindset where we're not too sure. But at the same time, they can see example. When they switch on the TV, or parents now, they can see the Bruce Melody, they can see the Doles, they can see those young kids who are, seems to have a good life. So it gives a little bit of hope. But it could be so much more. It could contribute so much more to economy. And I'm saying, it's not only what's going on stage. You learn some skills. When I'm a young guy, I remember when I bring big name artists on stage to be showcased in front of a Rwandan audience. To me, it's not a concert. To me, it's a masterclass. Because when you see high level performances happening right in front of you as a musician, as an artist, as a creative, as an innovator, you learn something from 1 hour performances. When Kendrick Lamar came to Rwanda, people have learned some stuff. They learn about production, they learn about choreography, they learn about visuals, just to see a concert of a major star for 2 hours. So there they're going to have like more than 20 musicians coming from Mozambique, from Senegal, from Zimbabwe, from South Africa. They all have different type of style of performances. They all
I've
have
also
different.
seen legendary Yvonne Chaka Chaka is going to be performing.
Yvonne Chaka Chaka will not be performing.
She
Yvonne
will be on the
Chaka
panel.
She will no. She has the keynote speech. She's
the keynote
opening.
speaker.
She's
Okay.
opening
Opening.
access. Attention. She got
legendary
thing to
Chaka
say.
Chaka.
If Yvonne Chaka Chaka talked for 45 minutes, it's like you're going for a degree or for a
I
master.
tell you.
Like
you
a
know?
master's degree.
Yeah, you go
in
for a
music.
master degree with a 45-minute discussion because she's been through everything.
So I'm sure the keynote, a few speeches or a few talks that you guys are going to have for these couple of days will involve a lot to do with copyright, which is still a problem in the whole of Africa, I think. Most of the African countries. I don't want us to get too dig into that, but I'm thinking that's part of the discussion.
She is really much part of it. Yvonne Chaka Chaka, she's the vice president or the chairman of CISAC. CISAC is the umbrella organization that manages all the CMO. CMO is copyright management organization. Every country got at least one. Sometimes they don't, but developed country, they have several of those organizations. They are the one responsible to come to your radio, collect money on a yearly basis because you're playing music, and to redistribute that money to the artist. So she's the chairman of that big organization.
This has a couple of countries, about 20 participants.
Yes.
20
20
countries.
plus artists coming
20
in.
plus artists, yes. AVK, from South Africa, we get AVK and Nasty C. 2 different type of style. Nasty C is hip hop, very young, very urban, very hip. But AVK is more on the electronic side of South African music. So it's more the amapiano. We have Assa Matuse. Assa Matuse is come from Mozambique. She's a fantastic, young performer. Really bringing a tradition, Lusophone. Lusophone, you know what that is? When you speak Portuguese, when you've been like Angola, Mozambique. Mozambique. So they
This is
bring
coming to learn Lusophone.
Lusophone. Those are the Africans that speak Portuguese. Like, that's the normal language.
Yes.
So they're gonna bring that their culture. Samatusa, she's incredible. She might become like something big. We have that fantastic showcases called 250. 250 is like a super group that's gonna perform for the first time. It's all the major underground Rwandan artists coming together for one performances. So you're going to see on stage at the same time for one unique performances and collaboration, Bushali,
I know
Ish Kevin.
Bushali is loved.
Yeah, Angel Mutoni,
I love
Nikita Heaven, Sema Sole. Sema Sole, I think is like Sema Sole is a special guy. Betray, special too. All those guys are very special, and they're all solo artists on the Rwandan music scene, hip hop scene, and they're coming together for one performances when it's going to be a super group. I think it's going to be amazing.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
How can somebody be a part of all of this happening? One, the conference. Okay, these keynote speeches, I think I need to be a part of them. I need to see Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
You need a selfie.
You need to get on the radio.
To play is Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Get me Yvonne Chaka Chaka
Listen,
on the
let's
radio.
work on
just
it.
Yvonne- can you get Yvonne on our
let's
show?
work on it. It might not be because she's gonna come, do what she need to do, and then fly off.
Okay.
Or she's
But
not
let's
spending
let's work on it. Let's work on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
we
yeah.
should
Let's
work
work on it.
out
Let's try to get
something.
We
like
need to plan a few things.
a little
for
conversation. Then you can go dig deeper
than
into
this.
into that IP. Me, I'm just teasing you. Sprinkle. But then you can go deep into it
Yes.
with Mama Shaka.
So, how do we get to be a part of this event?
It's very, very easy. So you go to musicinafrica.net/access. You get to a website. There's a button when you can click and you go to the registering page. As a African, as a Rwandan, the access to conference is free.
Okay, just
So-
registration.
Just registration. So you go to that, musicinafrica.net/access, click to register, and then fill the form, the 1 minute quick form. Click on it, put your name, your address, telephone number, say what you want, why you want to be there. Takes you 1 minute. You click, and then a few seconds later on your email, you get like a confirmation that you are a delegate, that you're welcome to come. The process is going to be very easy. We really streamlined it to not make it difficult because we sense that. We notice that sometimes when people see conferences, it's got that kind of exclusive type of aspect to it. And sometimes people don't feel like it's very inclusive and they stay away from it. They say, this is not something for us. So no, the contrary, we made the process very, very easy so you feel you can come. There's no objection, there's no challenges, there's no walls of resistance through money, through a long process of registration. It's a 1 minute form, name, address, telephone number, boom, finish. You get
Why
your-
you
get
want
your-
to be there?
This is for the conference on the 14th and the 15th. Now, if you want to come to the festival at the Mundi Center to see all those wonderful artists, 2 days of performances, more than 10 performances per day.
10 performances
Per
in
day.
a single day.
Yes. And look at the price, crazy. You remember all those events when they tell you like, book a table, early bird, VIP, VVVVIP, VVVVVIP. No, we don't play that.
No, everyone is VIP.
20K, you get a 2-day pass.
2 days pass.
That's it. No category. You just
It means 10K per day.
instant, yeah. You just go to the website again, you click for your ticket, you pay your 20K via Momo, credit card, whatever. It's a very easy process. You get your 2-day pass. You can see those performances 2 days in a row for 20K.
This is madness.
I know.
Just remember to go to www.musicinafrica.net/access. Register for the Africa's leading music trade event, which is happening at Kigali Convention Center at Mundi Center. Is where you pay 20K for 2 days of music from all these artists, 20 plus artists who are coming for this music festival. Eric, is there anything we've not said?
There's so many things we haven't said. Who are gonna come and check it out? I have to tell you that this people have been asking me, how come how can artists find themselves on the stage of ACCES? So there's different things. Most of those artists that have been selected here, they went through a process themselves. It's not ACCES to go to artists and say we want to book you. They go through a process. Since February, there's been like a link online when people can submit the music to participate to the festival, and there is requirement. You need to be able to perform live, 100% live. You need to have some sort of body of work. you need to be able to, you need to show your video, and there's a committee that select those artists. So all those artists been through a whole process. More than 900 artists applied, and 12 were selected.
900.
Wow.
900 artists
From Rwanda.
from all over Africa.
Oh, from all over Africa.
okay.
I thought
all
from
over-
Rwanda.
So we have to go.
That's
So we have to go through a process. Can you imagine go through a process to go down to
Of
12?
vetting all of them, yeah.
And out of those 12, we need to have like at least 40% of Rwandan artists.
Mm.
So when Rwandan artists are not finding themselves on the stage, it's because they didn't go through the process. However, Mr. Imakanizi went through the process and was selected amongst those 900 to be represented here.
And
So,
Angie.
yeah, that means like, Imakanizi. I love Imakanizi because he really come with that Gakondo vibe. He come as a revival of an old tradition that was like kind of lost a little bit, and he's bringing that to the forefront. So I'm very glad he's there. Kaya Bienchi also went through the process, and she was selected because of her quirkiness and different type of style of music. And all the other artists, they were like they came as a special project. But it's the process of being selected there. It's about your musicianship. It's about your capability on stage, your performance skills, and the way you present yourself. So it's not like a popularity context. It's really
But
about the skills.
thank you for this. And this is good for the creatives.
I think it's
This is
great.
fantastic.
Juliana, I
You should
want
get
to
like
see
one
you.
every year, right?
You want to
Yeah,
see
we
me
should be
rapping?
having.
Yeah, next year you should come as a partner, yeah? As a media partner, so we start from the
Sure,
beginning.
Sure, we want to walk
this is
the
not
journey.
out.
We want to walk the journey, and we have open hands.
Fantastic. Thank you for the invitation. That was great.
Great. Eric So here speaking to us this morning. This is Africa's leading music trade event, ACCES, is happening 14th to 16th. If you haven't registered again, go to www.musicinafrica.net/ACCES and make sure that you're attending this conference and also the music festival, which is happening at Mondi Center. 20K only. Make sure you have your tickets bought. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you, JC. Thank you, Juliana. That was a pleasure.
We'll see you definitely there at the
Yeah,
conference.
hey, register, by the way.
Eh?
You registered,
now.
We are going
both
to.
of you. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna check the blackboard. If you're not registered by,
We will
I give
register.
you 3 hours.
No, she will register
There
every
will
one
be
of us
there
here
will
in
be a
the
little
next 10
reminder
minutes.
notification. By the way, I do not see. I am concerned. I do not see your registration.
I'm going to do that. We will
Kigali
register.
in the morning continues.
Audio